Good evening, everyone. You know, it's never a good time, and it's never a pleasure to join together for these type of solemn remembrances. Far too many times and far too often, people that we know, friends, family, loved ones, active members in our community are taken from us. I come tonight from the community center, where I have to run back to shortly, where county government, in conjunction with the Board of Education, is hosting a seminar for our high school parents and guardians about gang activity. And the reason I share that with you is because that same type of criminal element, that same type of gang activity that believes in violence, in drugs, in crimes, that's prevalent here, is the same reason that we're here tonight. Because Mohinderjit Singh was killed in India because of crime and gang activity, because of members of a community who decided that they want what he has, they want what his family has. And so they took this young man from his family. They took him from his hometown community, his adopted hometown community here in Carteret, and they took him from the Sikh community at large. And for what? For what? For what gain? For what monetary gain could they possibly have? For what resource? Tonight we're here to mourn Mohinderjit. We're here to talk about what we can do as a community and what's going on. I've had the opportunity to meet with many of the community leaders. We've brought in Congressman Sirius's office. I have been on the phone and have sent letters to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, to the State Department, to President Obama, and to members of the Senate and Congress, as well as to the Consul General from India. We can't allow this. We can't simply mourn, and we can't simply allow this to pass without retribution. Our God is a merciful God, but when acts of violence are taken against free people, when acts of violence are taken against a community, they need to be held to justice. And so we've encouraged the FBI to get involved. We've asked the State Department to get involved. Because if you don't rally here locally, if we don't do more than just mourn Mohinderjit, then no one will be brought to justice. So the plans, of course, are to continue following the proper chain, continue to reach out to the State Department, to the FBI, to begin to get news media involved, to have a candlelight vigil, to reach out to the gurdwaras in the tri-state area, to ensure that we, in the near future, have a rally in front of the Consul of India in New York City, to make sure that those representatives of the nation-state of India understand that Asian American Indians or Asian Indians and members of the Sikh community are not going to allow a member of this community to go home and to be murdered on the streets so that someone could gain monetary benefit. This wasn't in retribution for anything. This wasn't in revenge for anything. Mohinderjit did no one wrong. This was a crime against humanity, a crime against an entire community. And against those of you that have decided to call the United States of America your adopted home country. Those of you that have decided to come over here to start a family, to raise a family, to go into business for yourself, to live what we consider to be the American dream. We do that with freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of choice. Whether you're here as a resident alien, as a permanent member of our community, or whether, like Mohinderjit, you've become an American citizen, your rights are inalienable. No one has the right to decide whether you live or die. And so I'm proud to lend my voice of support to this community. I'm proud to be here with you tonight to let you know that I will continue to stand by this community, to stand by the family in this time of need. And when we rally in New York, I will be there with you as well. And I will ensure that we get representatives, from not only the New Jersey Senate and the New Jersey Assembly, but that we invite congressional leadership and officials from the state of New Jersey, from the tri-state area, because this cannot be forgotten. This cannot be forgotten. It cannot be brushed aside. You know, for many years, I've had the opportunity to serve as mayor, and so I've dealt with many issues with the Sikh community. This is not the first time I've heard of a member of our community going home, going back to their prior home, visiting family and friends, and running into problems. This is not the first time that we've heard or learned about real estate or land or property that was being stolen from family members who decide to live over here overseas. India is the largest democracy in the world. But with democracy and with that form of government comes certain responsibilities. And their responsibilities aren't just to those who are in power over in India. It's not to those who are the chief of the village or the assemblyman or the elected representatives. That responsibility of democracy goes to all people who live in a free way of life. So again, I thank you. I'm proud to be here with you to join in remembering Mohinderjit, but most importantly, to call for justice. Thank you.